early age, I knew that that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And to be proud that when you go to the store to know that some of the products on the shelf that could have very well come from the farm, and you had a large part in making sure that food makes it to people's tables, and that's something to be very proud of.
I've been in the building business, built a lot of barns and buildings and houses. And then with the fire department, is the volunteer side that I've done for around 42 years. So I think I've got a diverse background that, like I tell people, I'll survive.
I would have to go back to school and get re-educated to do something else, because that's all I can really do with the education I've got, and my background, that's all I know how to do is to farm. So it would be a struggle, but like Dad said, we wouldn't just give up and roll over and tuck tail and run. We would continue to look for other avenues of revenue, but it would be a struggle because this is what we really want to do.
I really hope and I pray that the hogs will come back, and I think they will. They've got to come back because this is just a travesty that's going on right now, and I feel confident that day's going to come. But like I tell the wife, that like they say, if one door closes, another one always opens somewhere. So we've got to stay positive and know that our life's not over. We're going to still live, and we're going to go on, and we're going to hold our head up. So we're not going to turn and run. We're not that kind of people.
One of the things I learned at an early age was watching my dad and my granddad, they continued to push forward. So kind of one of the takeaways I have is the character of a person's not based on how many times they get knocked down, but how many times they get back up.
As a person, you can't dwell on bad stuff. We always have catastrophes or whatever, hurricanes or whatever, but you got to be able to manage that, because if you didn't, it would just tear you apart, and I think it could put you in a position of leaning on alcohol, drugs, or being depression. You cannot dwell on that. If you did, it'll tear you apart from the inside out, so you just can't live that life of that. You got to move on.
Really, as a farmer, a lot of times you keep things bottled up inside. You have to be able to enjoy other things and get some frustration out, or get a little bit of time to clear your head. And some of the things that I like to do are, hunt. And that's kind of something that I do to help me process it, as well as spending time inside the hog houses, just me and the hogs, before the sun comes up.
Well, it's like Matthew said, there's nothing no more beautiful than be on the farm before daylight, and you watch that big sun comes up from the ground, and you watch it rise up, and it's so beautiful. Or in the evening, be out there with the cows or whatever, and you see that sunset.
The thing that's helped us the most to be able to process it and deal with it is our church and our church family and our pastor. A lot of the people that go to our church are farmers as well, and there's been a lot of support there that's helped us be able to get through it.
There's nothing wrong with that, you got to let it out. Like Matthew said, you can't bottle it up. It'll just tear you apart. Now, we're the ones being effective, and they're helping us, and in the past we've helped them, so they're returning the favor to us, and that's the kind of people we are here in North Carolina and in the United States. We're going to help one another.
There's avenues out there to be helped, and we want everybody that can get assistance and get help to get help, because if we don't, and after these storms that we've been hit with, and the bad years with low commodity prices and things like that, with the amount of farmers that can go out of business in our area, that's something that we can't allow to happen. So as stubborn as some may be that they want to make it on their own, they need to understand that there's help out there, and it's okay to ask for it.